meeting with the emergency manager went well. We learned a lot about hazards, warning systems, and evacuations. I needed a break after Mom and I went over all that stuff with the rest of the family. Well, time to get back to it.
Hey, Zach. What's next?
Well, looks like next we have to put together an emergency communications plan.
Wait, what's that?
It's a plan on how to communicate with one another during an emergency.
What does it look like?
Well, according to this booklet, you can find a sample form for recording this information at ready.gov or at redcross.org.
And look, there's one right here in the Are You Ready guide.
Looks pretty simple. We could even use a blank sheet of paper if we had to.
Well, whatever we use, here are the basics it needs to cover. We need contact information for family members at work, school, cell. Hey, sounds like I'm making a cell phone out of this. Oh, we also need an out-of-town contact to call and let them know where we are and that we're safe.
Why do we need that?
Well, sweetie, it could be hard to get through on local phone lines after a disaster.
For instance, you all might not be able to get through to me at work, so it's good to have an out-of-town contact. Like Nana. She would be our out-of-town communication link.
Well, we also need to establish some sort of meeting location in case we get separated during an emergency. And we need the contact information for emergency services such as fire, police, and the nationwide poison control hotline.
Well, whoever's going to do it, there are cutout forms in the back of the Are You Ready guide, which should make things real simple for you.
Okay, let's get to work filling this in.
Well, looks like we're done.
Well, it didn't take too long, did it? But now, remember, we're going to have to make sure that we update this plan whenever the information changes.
That's right, kids.
I mean, like, Katie, the phone number is going to be different next year when you change schools.
So here's what I'm going to do. Now that we're finished, I'm going to go ahead and post this by the phone, just in case we need it.
Good idea.
Hey, it says here we should do a wallet-sized version to carry with us.
Linda, didn't you say there were cutouts in the back of the guide?
Yes, honey, they're right there.
Yeah, here they are.
Well, who's going to make these up?
If you do it, I'll do your dishes.
2 times?
Deal.
Hey, didn't I see something in the book here on what to do with your pets in the event of an emergency? You know, I did. Here it is right here. All right, it says, families should call their vet, their animal control office, or an animal shelter ahead of time for information and advice. Wow, this is really, really good information. Also, if an evacuation is necessary, find out which hotels and motels take pets. Pets are not typically allowed in emergency shelters with the exception of service animals.
Mommy, is that because somebody could be allergic or scared or something?
Well, I would think so, honey, but also because of health and hygiene.
And what's a service animal?
Well, it's like Aunt Becky's dog, a seeing eye dog. So we need to be sure to have up-to-date veterinarian records to prove the pet's vaccinations are current. Each pet should have proper ID, and the family should gather pet supplies, food, water, and medications. A pet carrier and leash are a must. Before our plan is complete, there are some other things for us to do.
Like what?
Well, honey, it says here that we need to learn how and when to shut off our utilities. It also says that we need to learn how to use our fire extinguishers, install and maintain our smoke alarms, review our insurance coverage. Gosh, what about all my family files?
Oh, well, those are important things. We have to store things like insurance policies, passports, all of our deeds, titles. All of that stuff has to be put in a safe place somewhere away from the house, like a safe deposit box. And most importantly, we have to keep copies of all of those documents in our disaster supplies kit.
What in the world is a disaster supplies kit?
It's a good question, actually. Zach, what does it look like? How big is it? Like a first aid kit?
It's bigger than a first aid kit, but first aid items go into the kit. It's a container, it might even be 2 containers, that hold supplies your family would need to survive for 3 days. You know, stuff like food, water, a battery-operated radio, and a flashlight.
Hey, can we make one of these up tonight?
Well, that sounds like step number 3. Assemble a kit.
Yeah, hey, this project is going pretty good, huh?
Zach, this project is going very well.
Thanks to you, pal.